It is the biggest show of the pro wrestling year. It is like Christmas for wrestling fans. It is the showcase of the Immortals, the grandest stages of them all. It is, of course, WrestleMania. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing my predictions for WrestleMania and going through all the matches, explaining why I think someone's going to win, why I think someone's going to lose, and and everything in between. So, let's get into the predictions. So, starting off in no particular order, I'm not going to go in Knight's order or anything like that. I'm starting with the Randy Orton match and kind of who I think he's going to face, why I think he's going to face them, who I don't want to see him face, and then if he's going to win. And for me, I am praying, I am hoping so much that the Solo Sikoa as an opponent is a misdirect and we're going to get somebody else. Honestly, I'm hoping for Nick Aldis. Aleister Black would be great. Rusev maybe. I think it's too early to say it's Jeff Cobb. I can't see him being the opponent for Randy Orton. But yeah, for me, I just really don't want it to be Solo. Like, if it is Solo, then fair enough. If it's Solo, I have Randy winning that match no matter what. Like, I cannot see a world where Solo beats Randy Orton at WrestleMania. However, if it is Nick Aldis, I can probably see Randy Orton winning that one as well. I can very much see Nick Aldis not wanting to beat Randy Orton because he's a GM and Randy's an active competitor. However, if it's Rusev or Aleister Black, I can see Randy Orton taking a pin here and kind of putting them in a very, very good position upon return. I feel like that would be a very good way to start, not like WrestleMania in general, but a good way to start their return back to WWE. But yeah, for me, as I said, I really don't want it to be Solo. If it's Nick Aldis, I've got Randy to win. Anybody else, I can kind of see Randy Orton losing. I'm not going to lie. I would have had Randy Orton originally losing to Kevin Owens, but obviously life gets in the way, and it sucks so bad that he is in Kevin Owens. He's going to be out for so long because, he's one of the people I really like. And yeah, I was really glad to see him get a win at WrestleMania against someone like Randy Orton. But it wasn't to be, and it is what it is. But yeah, for me, unless it's a big return, Randy Orton's probably going to win here. So following that, we have the Women's Tag Team Championships, where we have Liv and Raquel of the Judgment Day taking on the makeshift team, if you will, of Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. For me, very disappointed that Lyra isn't actually defending her Intercontinental Championship on the show, but I can see this being like a good, a good replacement for thing. I assumed there was probably a different team that was due to go in this spot. Maybe Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. I feel like Nia Jax definitely deserved to have her spot at WrestleMania, but she's not cleared to wrestle, so that was very unfortunate for her. I'm not a big fan of Nia Jax, but it is very unfortunate she couldn't get on the show. I think it's also a way to get Liv on the show. She has by far earned her spot on WrestleMania this year, and yeah, they needed to find a way to get her on the show. But yeah, did not expect Lyra and Bayley to be teaming up, though they have shown to be a very good team. They ran the gauntlet really well. I think the match that Bayley had with Liv was really good on Raw with the help of Lyra, but I cannot see Liv and Raquel dropping the titles anytime soon. There's really no other women's team who I feel are much of a threat to Liv and Raquel right now, so it makes sense that they have a lengthy reign and kind of take everyone out until we kind of bring in women or have a women's team get built enough to take the titles from them. But at the same time, it's the women's tag titles. They're incredibly unpredictable. They could lose them as soon as the Raw after WrestleMania. So, but either way, yeah, for me, 100% Liv and Raquel to retain here. So from one tag team title to another, we have the World Tag Team Champions, the War Raiders, defending against the New Day in a match that I know a lot of people don't want to see on the show. Personally, yes, the Motor City Machine Guns versus Profits probably would be a better match to have on the card, but I feel like they've got something planned here. I feel like Big E might, if it was me, I'd put Big E on commentary for this match. We actually haven't seen Big E in the realm of WWE that isn't just doing backstage stuff since the turn. I feel like having him show up here, kind of do commentary or have some kind of involvement in the match would be really cool here. And yeah, I feel like as far as the match goes, I feel like it gets on the show because of the heat on the New Day, even though it's kind of like fizzled out as of late, and they don't have like the nuclear heat they had back a few months ago. Personally, I would have probably had Big E be their manager for a few months and then had the turn happen. So then, like, when we get round to this match here at WrestleMania, the heat is still nuclear on the New Day. But yeah, for me, though, I am going to go with the New Day to win the Tag Team Championships. I can't see the War Raiders walking out as champions just because they seem to have a lot of investment back in the New Day. So for me, it makes no sense that they walk out as champions and kind of dominate the tag division as the top heels of the tag division. But no, for me, like, it could go either way, to be fair. But I would really like to see some Big E involvement here just to get that really big heat back on the New Day as they win the tag team titles. Following that, we have Rey Mysterio facing the Grand Coffee, or in Mexican, El Grande Americano. For me, I've got Rey Mysterio to win this one just because it's Rey Mysterio. Why on earth would he start putting people over now when he can't put his son over at WrestleMania for 2 years in a row? And then there's this random luchador who's come in, and he's not going to put him over, is he? Like, let's be fair here. We all know Rey Mysterio. We all know he's a bastard. And we all know he's not going to put him over. So for me, I have got Rey Mysterio to get the win here. It feels like the safest prediction to go for. But the big question is El Grande Americano Chad Gable? I truly believe he is not. I feel like it would be too easy of a reveal to go that way. Though, the very unusual part to this is the fact that if it was somebody else who we assume we would know, like, people would have figured it out by now. Like, that's usually the case with the internet wrestling community. No matter, whenever something gets like put as a secret, we will ruin it for ourselves. And yeah, it just hasn't been the case with this one. So maybe it is Gable, and I'm completely wrong. I truly do not believe it is Gable, and I'm hoping it's not Gable either. I feel like American Made could do like just something else, another part of there. They could have like Gable go for titles but get help from somebody else. You have the Crews go for the tag titles, and now Ivy now go for the mid-card women's titles. But yeah, I think at one point I thought it'd be quite funny if it was Josh Alexander, but it clearly isn't, just based on height and all that kind of stuff. It's quite clearly not Josh Alexander. But yeah, no, I feel like the match itself is going to be fine. You know, both can do lucha stuff really well. Obviously, if it is Chad Gable, he's not a known luchador, but yeah, no, for me, I'm going to go with Rey Mysterio to get the win here because it's just the easiest option to go for, because he doesn't like losing, pretty much. After that, we have LA Knight defending the United States Championship against Jacob Fatu in a match that I did not expect to happen come WrestleMania. Did I expect Jacob Fatu to become a champion within this year? Absolutely. He is an absolute force. But I fully expected Jacob to face Solo at WrestleMania. And I also didn't expect LA Knight to be United States Champion come WrestleMania. So either way, I was very surprised, but very happy with the match itself. I'm really hoping these two can really get time to cook in the ring. But for me, I'm going to go with Jacob Fatu to get the win here. I feel like they're not going to have him lose a big match like this so quickly. He still, to me anyway, he still feels kind of new, and I feel like he's still like undefeated in some capacity in singles competition. As far as like, I don't think he's been pinned yet, I don't think he's been submitted yet, and I don't think it's going to finish here. And I feel like he'd make a great United States champion. You maybe then get Solo getting jealous of Jacob's success, and that's when the turn happens. Or maybe we get the turn here and LA Knight wins via Solo costing Jacob, but I can't see that being the case quite yet anyway. Maybe Solo costs Jacob the title further down the line. But yeah, for me, again, it's a match I'm not overly invested in, which is a shame, because I was hoping LA Knight was going to be a really big part of WrestleMania, but obviously that's not the case. But yeah, for me, as I've said probably multiple times now, I'm going to go with Fatu to become the new United States champion. Following that, we have the match that is probably the easiest to predict on the whole card. We have Jade Cargill taking on Naomi in a very big grudge match. But for me, Jade Cargill hands down has this match won probably already. It would be very silly to have Jade Cargill just come back from injury, have her go on this warpath against Naomi, and also we know that WWE has a big investment in Jade Cargill, and yeah, for me this makes the most sense that Cargill gets a singles win here. She starts to establish herself as a singles competitor compared to a tag team competitor with Bianca Belair, and we start seeing kind of the more side of Jade Cargill that most of us saw in AEW as TBS champion. And yeah, that starts here with Naomi. Personally, I would have this be a complete squash. And it's not just because I really don't like Naomi, it's because I feel like it would make Jade Cargill look incredible coming out of the event. But yeah, no, for me, as I said, hands down, Jade Cargill's going to get the win. I hope it is a bit of a competitive match, but really, like, if it was a squash match, it would be much better for Jade Cargill. Following that, we have Damian Priest taking on Drew McIntyre in a Sin City street fight. And for me, I haven't really been that as conflicted on this match as I thought I was going to be. For me, I feel like Drew is going to have another career year in WWE here. And it starts with a win over Damian Priest at WrestleMania. And I know, like, a lot of people have been saying a lot of, frankly, bullshit statements about how Drew McIntyre is being lowered to Priest's level, and that is utter crap, because if anything, Drew and Priest are on the same level. Now I know a lot of people like scoff at me for saying that, but you know, if you think about recent success, Damian Priest has had probably as much success as Drew has since losing the WWE Championship. Now yes, his WWE title run was very good, and don't get me wrong, like his run as WWE Champion compared to Priest as World Champion, they're not in the same realm. But over the past couple of years, probably since 2022 to now, they've probably had about the same amount of success. So if anything, they're on the same level. And if you want to say that Priest isn't on the level of Drew, well, that's fine. Then you could say that Drew is bringing Priest up to his level. Like, I don't get why people have to look at it so negatively as, oh, Drew's taking the backseat here, oh, Drew should be doing this, Drew should be doing that. Drew has had essentially a year's build with Damian Priest to get to this point. And yeah, okay, they had their matches at Clash of the Castle and they had matches on Raw and all that kind of stuff that you could say ended that feud. But it makes a lot of sense here to have two certified main eventers fight each other at WrestleMania, and that is exactly what we're getting. So I just think it's absolute bullshit, the fact that people hate this because Drew should be doing something better. Yeah, Priest could be doing something better. Like, anyone on the card could be doing something better other than Cody, Cena, Gunther and Jay. But yeah, for me, I think it's just utter crap, honestly. But yeah, for me, just to get back on track, I am going with Drew to get the win here. I feel like Drew needs it more than Priest. And yeah, I feel like it sets up Drew nicely for a return to Championship Gold later on this year. After that, we have the Intercontinental Championship 4-way match where we have Bron Breakker defending against Penta, Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio. And for me, this is very hard to predict, even though for me it really only comes down to two people. Like, for me, Breakker's going in as champion, Balor stood tall 2 weeks ago, Penta stood tall this week, and Dominic has been a complete non-factor in my opinion. Like, Dominic has really not played much of a part in this other than just getting beaten up, which makes him the dark horse, essentially. Now, for me, I don't think Penta's winning. Like, as much and as popular as he is, I really want him in the tag division, and I really want him with Phoenix, and it just makes the most sense to not give him a singles run, so then he can go and make the tag team division great again. Balor is not winning, because of course he's not. He's Finn Balor. He's probably one of the biggest bottle jobs in WWE right now. I'd consider him the biggest bottle job if Jay beats Gunther, to be fair, because Drew had got his win, and he got Window Punk and all that. Jay beats Gunther. That pretty much leaves Balor as just like the biggest bottle job in WWE. And yeah, and as I said, Dom is just like, he's pretty much not been around much other than just doing backstage stuff and helping Finn. So it really comes down to me for Dom and Breakker. And for me, I'm going to go with my heart over my head. And I'm going to go with Dominic Mysterio to win the Intercontinental Championship, because I feel like he's more than deserving of a mid-card championship. It would probably start the storyline of the next phase of the Judgment Day, which will be Finn Balor essentially being kicked out, or Finn Balor turning on the group, but the group staying together, but Balor kind of turning and leaving them, if that makes sense. So not the same way that Balor turned and kicked out who he turned on. But yeah, for me, I said, like, Breakker is definitely someone who could keep the title for like the next year and be fine, but I feel like if he drops the title here, he can start having feuds with the likes of upper mid-carders and main eventers, like I spoke about in my Landscape after WrestleMania video. He could have feuds with AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, a pun others that I can't think of right now. And but it will build to him being a main eventer come next year's WrestleMania and many years after that. But for me, he has to drop the Intercontinental Championship to do that. And why not drop it to the one guy who was the most hated individual about a year ago, and is now, I think in my opinion, starting to become good. And I feel like fans are starting to get on side with him again. And I've been by his side the whole time. I loved him. I feel like he's arguably one of my favourites in WWE right now. So yeah, for me, as I said, I'm going heart over head here, and I go with Dominic Mysterio to win the Intercontinental Championship. Following that, we have Logan Paul taking on AJ Styles in a match that up till about yesterday I was so conflicted on. I had no idea which way they were going to go with this storyline, with the result as well. Like, honestly, you could see it as AJ doing Logan Paul like a favour and having him be a wrestling legend in AJ Styles, but you could also see it as AJ Styles is so much further above Logan Paul that in like the wrestling world that of course he's going to get the win. But for me, I'm going to go with AJ Styles to get the win here because of that fact, because he is a wrestling legend, and Logan Paul really shouldn't be beating a wrestling legend, let's be fair here. Like, he took a loss to Seth, he took a loss to Roman. Okay, yeah, he's had other big wins against the likes of The Miz and Ricochet and Rey Mysterio, but for me, I just can't see AJ Styles losing to Logan Paul. And like, yeah, Logan Paul's great, don't get me wrong. I feel like this is a dark horse for match of the weekend, in my opinion. This could be absolutely fantastic. But for me, as I said, just as for pro wrestling, if you will, AJ Styles is going to get the win here. Okay, so here we go. The big 5 matches, in my opinion, of WrestleMania. We have Gunther defending the World Heavyweight Championship against the Royal Rumble winner, Jey Uso. And for me, it's got to be Jey Uso, surely. Like, they haven't built up Jey this much, got him this over with the fans to have him fall at the final hurdle. However, if Gunther destroys Jey Uso and sends him packing, I would love that as well. Like, I'm not the biggest Jey guy, I'll be honest with you. And of course, there is the comparisons to Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30, Kofi Kingston at WrestleMania 35. And for me, I wasn't behind Kofi when that happened, and I wasn't behind Bryan when that happened, but I kind of am behind Jey here. Like, I'm not his biggest fan, but I feel like I have a big investment in this match because I have enjoyed the rise of Jey Uso. But yeah, as I said, I would love it if Gunther just destroyed him and left him like he left Jimmy a couple of weeks ago on Monday Night Raw, just bloody and beaten and battered at WrestleMania. I think that would be hilarious, but I don't think that's going to happen. I feel like Jey is going to overcome the odds. He's going to finally get that win over Gunther that he's wanted for so long, and he will become the new World Heavyweight Champion. Right. So we have Tiffany Stratton defending the WWE Women's Championship against the Women's Royal Rumble winner Charlotte Flair in a feud that has been here, there, everywhere, everything we wanted, everything we didn't want, and more. Yeah, no, this has been one hell of a build to a WrestleMania match. We don't know what's real, we don't know what looks real, we don't know if we're getting worked, we don't know if they're shooting. But man, this has been such a up and down build to the thing. I'm glad that we got to see like a more confident side of Tiffany Stratton kind of standing up to Charlotte if they were shooting on each other. But for me, you know, if the street fight should have been on any match, it should have been on this one so they can then fight each other as well. Though, don't get me wrong, Charlotte is willing to, you know, drop some people on their heads for real should they need. But for me, again, it's head and heart situations. In my head, it's Charlotte Flair. Like, of course it's Charlotte Flair. Like, she wouldn't come back to WWE from an injury, straight away win the Rumble, and then straight away win the Women's Championship with only one match between. Like, of course she's going to get the win. But do you go with your heart, and do you go with Tiffany Stratton, who is the person I genuinely want to win this match so much? Honestly, I think I could be one of the biggest Tiffany Stratton fans when this match starts. And for me, I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go with Tiffany Stratton to defeat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania and retain the Women's Championship. Because it's a new time. We're comparing past times, Charlotte Flair under Vince and all that kind of stuff. I just want to see Triple H kind of go, no, you know what? Stratton needs this win more than Charlotte Flair. I know a lot of people have found her title reign very mid. I've seen a lot of people feel like I feel like people have gone Charlotte Flair should win to elevate the title again. Stratton can do all that stuff. She was a great NXT Women's Champion. She used the Money in the Bank fairly well. Like, I know she did a lot of pretend or tease cash-ins and stuff, but so did Priest, and he had a great run with the World Heavyweight Championship. So for me, I'm going to put my neck on the line here for Tiffany Stratton. I'm going to go for her to defeat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania in what could be the biggest shock of the night compared to past history. But yeah, I'm going for it. I don't care what anyone else says. I'm going for Tiffany Stratton. Following that, we have the Women's World Championship match where we have Io Sky defending against Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley in a triple threat match. And for me, yeah, this is really difficult. Like, again, like Charlotte and Stratton, but for different reasons. I'm very much in a heart over head situation. My heart is saying Io's going to retain because I think Io is my favourite, like, overall WWE superstar right now. I bloody love Io Sky. I think she's fantastic, and I've loved everything she's been doing since post Royal Rumble. And yeah, I've been really looking forward to this match since it was announced. Well, since it was teased every week until they announced it at the last minute. That's what I mean. But my heart is saying it's probably going to be... No, my heart is saying Io Sky. My head is saying it's going to be Bianca Belair. And yeah, for me, one thing it's not going to be is not Rhea Ripley, because Rhea has been a right cow since losing the World Championship. Honestly, I can see why Dominic left her, because she is a mardy cow. Now, she's turning even more into an emo than she was before, and she's pretty known for being mammy, for being a goth. But yeah, no, for me, Rhea is not winning this match at all. Like, I do not think she's there. I think, if anything, she's there to take the pin, which I know a lot of people are going to hate. A lot of people do believe that Io is there to take the pin, but I truly don't believe so. I truly believe Rhea is there to take the pin, and then just take her off TV for a bit. I'm fed up of her. She's like, I was the biggest Rhea Ripley like a year ago, and now I'm just like, honestly, this whole feud around the world title has turned me against Rhea completely, which might be the point. Maybe she's the heel going in, and I'm supposed to feel that way. I thought Bianca was kind of the heel going in, but like, both of them are kind of just being bastards to Io, and I hate it. The whole pushing of the face thing, I hated every second of it. I was shouting at the TV about how, like, disrespectful they've been. But no, for me, to get back on track again, I'm going to go with Bianca Belair to get the win here. I'm going to go head over heart for this one. I'd love to see Io. I'll be so happy to see Io walk out as champion. But I feel like it's going to be Bianca Belair, and then we'll maybe get a continuation of her and Jade with her as champion. And we might get the dream match at SummerSlam, which we'll see Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill. But yeah, for me, as I said, I've got Bianca to win, but I'm really, really looking forward to this match. I feel like it could be the match of the weekend. But yeah, just a massive shame about how crap Rhea's become, and a bit of a shame how, like, I'd love to be sat here and going convinced that Io's going to win, but unfortunately I do think it's going to be Bianca. And finally, we get to the two big main events. The night one main event, of course, being Roman versus Seth versus Punk, in a match that, again, I'm very much looking forward to. A match I had a big investment into, a point where I put the WWE Championship in there during my WrestleMania card I'd like to see. And yeah, that was completely wrong, but it is what it is. But for me, it really comes down to two people, which is mad to think about who's in this match. But the one person who is definitely not winning here is Roman Reigns. I cannot see a situation where he wins this match at all. But now there's Seth. Now, a lot of people are believing or think that Paul Heyman is going to turn on Roman and Punk and align with Seth. I think that would be crap, because Seth doesn't need Paul Heyman by his side. Seth can carry WWE for the next probably 5 years if he wanted to on his own. He doesn't need a manager, never needed a manager. His promos are... He's probably one of the best promos in WWE. He's one of the best wrestlers in WWE, bell to bell. The last thing he needs is a manager. And yeah, it just wouldn't make any sense to me to see Heyman align with Seth Rollins here. And then there's the fact of CM Punk, first main event, been built up very, very well about him getting his first main event. And yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know, he's kind of had the better of Roman and Seth in my opinion throughout. I know that Seth stood tall on Monday, but for me, and this is my official prediction, I'm going to go with CM Punk to get a win here. I feel like Seth can definitely recover from this loss. Roman will just go away and come back at SummerSlam probably like he did last year. And I feel like Punk can be set up by this win to start heading towards Championship Gold, whether it's the WWE Championship or the World Heavyweight Championship. Personally, I'd rather it to be the WWE Championship, just because based on the next point I'm going to make in the next part. But yeah, for me, yeah, I don't know, I've had my heart set on Punk the whole time since like they started teasing this match. And yeah, I'm going to stick with my guns here, and I'm going to go with CM Punk to beat Reigns and Rollins here. And finally, last, certainly not least, we have Cody Rhodes defending the undisputed WWE Championship against a freshly heel John Cena. And for me, I'm going to go with Cody. No, I'm not. Am I going with Cody Rhodes? It's John Cena. 100% hands down John Cena. Since the heel turn happened, this is Cena's match to lose. And it would be probably one of the worst decisions in WWE history to have Cena turn heel finally and then have him lose the big one. Like, for me, he gets the 17, which felt like it was inevitable since he announced the retirement tour, and then you have him win. And you haven't gone a great run as a heel champion, and he loses it in his final match. It makes the most sense out of everything, or maybe loses it one match before so he can have his final match as a babyface and everyone can kind of get behind him again and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, for me, it's hands down Cena's to lose. It's honestly, if I had like 20k maybe, I would put all that 20k on John Cena. Obviously, if you get that, I'm not more trying not to be a dick. I'm just been trying to be funny. But no, for me, yeah, like, I don't know how many times I've got to say it. This is John Cena's match to lose. Like, yeah, this. I don't know. Like, I don't know how much more I can go into it. Like, I have been convinced since the match was announced that Cena's going to win 17 here, go on a great heel run as champion, because essentially if he loses here, you've killed all the momentum behind Cena's heel turn. So yeah, for me, yeah, as I said, multiple times, in case you just don't know yet, John Cena's going to win at WrestleMania and win his 17th World Championship. So yes, those are my predictions for WrestleMania 41. Do put down in the comments all the predictions you think is going to happen, or anything you want to discuss in the comments, why I'm wrong, why I'm really right, especially about Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. I could not be more right about that. But yes, no, do put down in the comments anything you want to talk about from WrestleMania. Do leave a like on the video if you enjoyed this one, and yes, enjoy this weekend. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic WrestleMania. Probably one of the better WrestleManias we've seen in a long time. I feel like some of the matches are going to steal the show that we're not expecting, and also the ones that we are expecting are also going to be very good. So I feel like it's going to be one of the better WrestleManias we've had in recent history. But yes, do subscribe, stick around for all the post-WrestleMania stuff. Review of Night 1 on Sunday, review of Night 2 on Monday, review of Stand and Deliver on Tuesday. I've got 2 special profiles coming out about Triple H and The Undertaker on Friday before Triple H goes in the Hall of Fame, and on Saturday before WrestleMania. So yeah, do stick around for all those stuff. Do subscribe, do leave a like, all that good stuff once again, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.